What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, and this is part 15 of my reviewing and ranking King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's studio albums, based on my favorite, going through them album by album. And we're on album 15, Infest, the Rat's Nest. It rhymes. This is their metal album, their thrash album. Their Stu McKenzie does his best James Hetfield, I don't know if impersonation, but he's channeling that thrash singing energy. Little doom sneaks in there every so often, more of a tease than anything else. But yeah, this is just, 35 minutes of pedal to your metal, thrash energy, squealing guitar solos, a lot of just full on, just like shredding type stuff. Couple like some psych elements seep in. They still have that little like wah feedback, bouncy, pingy psych noise that they do a lot on their albums that pops up every so often. Lyrically, it's kind of following in the footprints of their previous album and talking about environmental issues. But this one might be a concept album. Not sure how much of a through line there is. But it does seem like we start off Planet B, the opening song. There is no Planet B. We don't have anywhere else to go. But then the next song is about how the rich people get to go to Mars, but the rest of us don't. I'm not a rich person. Well off. I mean, I have a house, but, I can't go to Mars. And then sort of like, I think a superbug comes in. One of the songs is actually called Superbug. So we get like a sort of another pandemic comes in. And then I think Venetian 1 is like a spaceship that is built to like take us elsewhere so we can live somewhere else because this planet is destroyed. And then things just don't feel right on there. And then towards the end, we end up in last song is literally called Hell. It's lyrically all about the environment and what we're doing to it. McKenzie, I think it was McKenzie, commented on this once that when he wrote this or when they recorded this, I think they recorded it in the summer. I think it was really hot in Australia. I think he was just mad at humanity and the things we were doing eco-wise and just in general. And there was a lot of just anger directed at the human race. And it's all channeled through this awesome, awesome, awesome thrash metal energy. It's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's version of thrash. And it's an exhilarating, fun, just couple breaks in there. Like it's pretty much just a relentless guitar attack the entire time. There's a handful of songs, I think 3 separate songs where there are moments where it's just the bass player is just kind of driving it. He's not really doing a bass solo, but he's just kind of, the guitars drop out and the bass is just kind of driving the music. And it's like, it's almost like fresh air. Like, okay, whoo. And then the guitar comes back in and you're like, again. It's a very, crazy album. But awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely amazing. It is pretty short. It's like less than 35 minutes. And so it really has a thrash energy, doesn't overstay its welcome, just gets to the point from beginning to the end. 9 songs, opens up with Planet B, which starts off with this like almost like drum solo. And then we just come in with these really nasty, both bass and guitar riffs. I mean, the energy is just like in your face, aggressive, and it's not trying to be pleasant. It's very confrontational. Go into some awesome thrash energy. James Hetfield type vocals, just rah, 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 yelling. There is no Planet B. Towards the end of the song, like weird psych elements start to seep in. Every once in a while on a lot of these songs, you get maybe some little prog lines in there, like something Mastodon might drop into a song. But for the most part, it's pretty thrashy. Planet B is an awesome opener. Second song, Mars for the Rich. Mars is for the rich, not for us. The rest of us are staying here. This one has a great, after Planet B ends and you get a cold ending, this riff has like a lot of momentum. It's very much dun, like these chords, like dun, 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 like just propelling the energy forward. And it's like after Planet B, you almost want this break because it's like such a 4-minute just adrenaline rush. but as soon as it ends, we immediately come in with this chord progression that just propels us forward again. It's an awesome progression. They go back to it a couple times in the song, where anytime the energy sort of feels like it's reaching a peak, it's like we get back to this like dun dun dun, dun, this awesome riff that just like carries the energy forward. A great 1-2 opening punch of songs. Mars for the Rich, amazing, amazing song. After that, we get Oregon Farmer, which starts off with this. It's a short song. I think it's the shortest one on here. It is. Starts off with what almost sounds like a little doom rock tease, like maybe we're going to get something a little bit heavier. But after that short little tease, we're just straight off into thrash again. The longest song on the album, Superbug. This one is maybe closer to like a stoner rock type riff. Definitely there's a lot more space in this. It's a lot more slower. This is one where we're flirting with some actual doom energy. There's a moment when like, the bass kind of takes over and it's kind of driving the action, and we get like these bursts of guitar, almost like a Hendrix type jam. Where like, we've been going for a while, now we're going to bring things down, but the rhythm section's still like going pretty hard, and the guitar player's just going to come in and drop some licks and leave a lot of space. But then again, we pick up the energy and things get a little more frantic. But Superbug is definitely, I would say, the calmest, most patient song on this album, only because it's definitely more of a stoner doom rock vibe than it is a thrash vibe, but still pretty fantastic. And also Mars for the Rich also has a good like 35 seconds where it's just the bass and there's no guitar, and that feels like, okay, this is a cool landscape, a little break in the intensity of the music. And that's side A, and those definitely feel like maybe the first half of the story. There is no Planet B. Mars is for the Rich. The Superbug wipes us out. Side B seems like the continuation of the story, in which we're building this like the Venetian 1 might be a spaceship that's going to save us. It's something we can live on. Because then the next 5 songs start off with Venetian 1. We have this nice opening riff that drops off into this really fast thrash element. We get a little more psych noises coming in. The energy is a little more frantic, a little more chaotic. Everything is high adrenaline, but now things almost feel like they're threatening to fall apart at the end of the song. Perihelion, another really nice opening riff before the drums drop. And then this one is a little more of a chugging energy, like I don't know, just doesn't feel quite a little heavier of a thrash energy. Things kind of slow down towards the end, and this lone harmonica just is there in the distance, almost like haunting us. Like, remember when we could sit around a campfire and play harmonica, and we can't do those things anymore because we've ruined the planet. That's the imagery that comes up when I hear that harmonica at the end of this. Then we go into Venetian 2, which has this another really kind of chaotic drum intro, and then this tight, frantic, just sort of thrash riff, and these kind of runs that were coming at us. We get another little bass break in here, and where the bass kind of takes over for a while and the guitars kind of drop out. Always kind of the handful of times it happens in this album, it feels, one, it gives a cohesion to the entire album, but they're like, okay, it's almost like necessary breaks in the intensity of the music. And then we get Self-Immolate, which the first minute of it is kind of all over the place. We get like this drum intro, and then this guitar riff comes in, and then there's chaos, and then there's more drums, and then there's silence for like 5 seconds. And then we drop into this thrash riff, and then the song finally settles into like just a thrash groove about self-immolating. I think it's because life has become so horrible on this Venetian 1 spaceship that it's just miserable, and people are not happy, and this isn't going to work for humanity, and blah, blah, blah. They're not uplifting lyrics, but it very much musically and lyrically, I think they go very well together. I mean, the music is very intense. And then the last song is Hell. This is definitely more of a galloping thrash type energy. We get a nice sort of fake ending where it looks like we're going to end, and then we go into this even awesomer riff to close out the song, this other just awesome thrash groove. Yeah, it's an exhilarating 35 minutes of just King Gizzard. It's still got that Gizzard intensity. It's got that Gizzard just pedal to the metal relentlessness, but it's thrash with little elements of doom, little elements of like prog metal lines seeping in every so often. Some nice bass energy, just lyrics that are important, but just kind of depressing. But you know, your typical King Gizzard. A lot of the King Gizzard like couplets, just da 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 da. You know, that kind of delivery of lyrics. But yeah, it's a great album. I highly recommend it. It's just yet another awesome part of their portfolio. You know, thrash. They can add that to portfolio along with so many other things that they've touched upon so far. Where would I rank this album among the other 14 I've already done? I have this in number 6. Murder of the Universe has gained on me a lot. It also has a lot of sort of the intense musical stuff that this has. I think Flying Microtonal and Polygon to Wonderland drop below it because they don't have that. I don't know. There's just something about those that they're lacking that one, maybe a cohesiveness, a signature sort of cohesive attack that I think puts Infest the Rat's Nest just a little bit above it. Plus the first 2 songs and the last 2 songs of Infest the Rat's Nest are so, I think, are maybe the best things on here. I don't know, that middle one about Superbug is, I don't know. It's a really fantastic album. It's stupid to rank these things. It's just this conceit I've come up with to have a reason to talk about these. But yeah, I think I'd drop it at number 6 at this point. Maybe. I don't know. That's where I'm putting it. Yeah. All right. That's it. Let me know what you think about this album. King Gizzard, all those stuff, thrash music, James Hetfield, all those things. I love this album. Yeah, it's great. I think it falls to 6. I think if there was a little more diversity on the second half, I think we're kind of repeating some of the same thrash ideas in the second half as we do in the first half. So I have to knock it down, though I think the overall just experience of the album is fantastic. All right. That's what I got. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this band. Subscribe, like, share, comment, do those things, and go listen to this, and let's do our part to save the world, because there is no planet B, people. There is no planet B. Peace. Talk to you later.